So, but I like where Paul said in Romans 17-21, he says, and if some of the branches were broken off, and this is Paul, he's talking about where he says if we turn from the path of righteousness, we'll die. And so Paul is talking about how Jesus had, how the Jews was cut off, and then the Gentiles was grafted in. So he says, and if some of the branches were broken off, and you being a wild olive tree were grafted in among them, and with them became a partaker of the root and fatness of the olive tree. So do not boast against the branches, meaning the Jews, but if you do boast, remember that you do not support the root, but the root supports you.
All right now.
You will say then, branches were broken off that I might be grafted in. In other words, because the Jews didn't want to believe, the Gentiles got grafted in. And he said, well said, because of unbelief, they were broken off, and you stand by faith. Do not be haughty, but fear. In other words, don't get puffed up. No, don't get to thinking more highly of yourself than you ought to. And then he says, for God did not spare the natural branches. He may not spare you either. So you get too big for your britches, get to thinking more highly of yourself than you are, get all haughty, and don't have humility.
You was drafted in, so you can't be too haughty. And if, the ones that wasn't drafted in, they, they had their day. Come on now.
And it's only because they was disobedient that you got the opportunity to get drafted in. So don't get the big head and get to thinking you all of that and bag the chips and dip on the side. I think a lot of times people under the grace teaching, I think sometimes we get a one-sided view of God, because they say, well, God is a God of mercy. He's a God of love. And he is. But he's also a God of wrath. He's also a God of judgment, and he's a God who hates evil. He's a God that hates sin, We can't look at him on one side without the other side. Mm-hmm. He ain't saying vengeance is mine for nothing. He will take vengeance, He ain't just a God of love and mercy. He's also a God of wrath and judgment. So.
Well.